everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about something that I personally struggled with and thought a lot about when I was in high school, university, and early in my careers. And that is, how do you find your dream job? What is a dream job? How do I know if a job is right for me? How do I even get started on that path? So I want to share my opinions, my experiences. I also did some Google search and read a bunch of, websites, articles, and kind of gathered that together. But my first thoughts, I wrote them down before I started Googling, so they're a little bit more unique in terms of my perspective. But the Google search came up with pretty good notes as well. So before losing any time, I'm just going to jump right into it. I'm going to leave the hardest part, the most vague part at the end. The first one would be trial and error. When you're studying, whether it be at high school or a university, if you're able to do internships, if you're able to go and work for like a day or two, with a family member or a friend, take that opportunity. Especially if that's something that you think you might be interested in, because the worst what can happen is you find out that you hate that industry or you hate that job description. Believe me, that's one of the best things you can know about a job because it's easier to find out what you don't like rather than finding out what you do like, and those are also very helpful as well. And after that, the next one would be asking for help. If you have older cousins, older siblings, or your family or friends or anyone that you could seek help, ask them, what do they do on a daily basis? What does their average day look like? Especially if this is a person that, you kind of idolize in terms of a career, or you think you want to, if they're a lawyer and you want to be a lawyer, ask them, what is the most boring aspect of their job, and trying to see, okay, I would enjoy that. Or what is the most exciting thing about their job? What does their job mean truly? If they're a lawyer, is it about really finding justice or helping people, or what is it really, These are some of the things you're not going to be able to understand before you start working. So if you have that ability to ask someone about their job, really take that opportunity, talk to them about it. Also, when you ask someone for a job, for help or for advice, they're going to give you the answer that they find helpful, which may not be helpful for you. So a great alternative or a great addition to asking for help would be observing. I think observing is one of my favorite things. When somebody is working, when somebody is talking, when somebody is doing their job, observe them. Is the environment very stressful? Do people look happy when they're working? Especially if you're in like an office, try to observe one person at a time and try to find some common points. Stuff they don't tell you about, Maybe they all look very excited. Maybe they all look very polished. And also, while you're observing, this is different than asking for help, but ask questions. Maybe after you make some observation and they just seem very frustrated, maybe ask like, oh, is something bad happening? What's going on? Is there anything I can help you with? Or whatever, just, oh, are you okay? What happened? Ask, initiate. Those would be my go-to easy tactics. The last one actually boils down to knowing yourself. Who are you? What does a job mean to you? A job could mean, I want to be happy during my job. I want to earn a lot of money. I don't want to work under stress. Or I want a job that's so easy. These are all preferences. find them, find what your preference is, and then find your non-negotiables. Like, I would never work in this company. I would never do this. I would hate. For me, it was like, I wouldn't ever want to work for like a weapon industry. That's a non-negotiable for me. Find what you don't like. Again, for me, I would never thrive in an environment where I'm just behind a computer all day and I'm just analyzing things. That's not me. So I wouldn't necessarily go for that kind of jobs, like analysts or researchers. On the long term, I don't think I would be happy. And as you can see, happiness is my preference when it comes to jobs. I should be at peace with what I'm doing. That's the most important one for me. Ask yourself questions like, what triggers you? What powers you? What motivates you? In Turkey, when we're expected to make these choices, we're about an age group where it's like 14 to 18, during high school. You're expected to choose an area which leads you to a university degree, which potentially leads you to a career. So when you are able to make that distinction, it goes like, okay, I'm very good at biology, so let me choose science. And then when it's time for you to choose a university degree, we're like, okay, what is the highest university or degree I can choose with this given score? But maybe that's not going to make you happy in the long term. So trial and error goes there. Before you make a decision, talk to people about that. A lot of high schools now do have that option where you can have like a career summit or career week. People come and talk to you about their own jobs. So take that opportunity. It's important. Ask for advice. Ask the questions that mean something to you. And always remember that people are not going to be objective when they're giving their answers. They're going to be giving their advantages and disadvantages according to themselves. So always keep that in mind. And why do you want what you want? Like, if a job is only a way for you to make money, then should you choose a job that's going to bring you a lot of money? Should you go into finance or banking? That could be an option, So for some people, a job is just, a means to an end. And that's okay. For me, my job is a lot more than that. My job really, it is a part of my identity. And I can't think of myself having a job that doesn't produce any social good. I have to be able to do that with my job. I have to. Find what motivates you, what fires you, and work and go from there. And while I'm giving you all these like positive, hopefully, questions, I want you to be very careful about one thing. We currently live in a world that is like, to go outside from your comfort zone, do things that makes you scared or blah, blah, blah. You don't have to. Find what scares the life out of you and probably don't go there if you don't want to. If starting your own business really scares you because maybe your family went bankrupt when you were a child and you have that trauma, don't do that. Don't fall into outside pressures of, okay, everybody's creating their own companies, everybody's becoming entrepreneurs, everybody's going abroad, everybody's doing that. No, you don't have to do what everybody else is doing. You have to find what you want. When I started YouTube, which was 2 months ago now, this is not my job. I do it out of a passion. And I thought, okay, everybody's leaving YouTube. Everybody is at my age buying houses, having children, getting married. And I'm like, and I'm just starting a YouTube channel? Like, why? At the end of the day, I want to because I love sharing my thoughts with people. I always find myself recording something on my phone or writing something down, and I just love sharing what I think and asking people what they think. So I started a channel, because it truly makes me happy. The talking part makes me happy, but also the editing, the thumbnail, all that stuff makes me happy. And when you're thinking about a job, this is how you should think about it. Academic. I did my master's. I met with a lot of academics who were truly happy. And when people think of academics, all they think about is lectures. No, when you're an academic, you have to give lectures, you have to write, you have to read, you have to have a lot of high-level meetings with higher staff. So maybe you're very introverted and you love reading and writing. So an academic career would be exceptional for you. But also maybe you love teaching, you love being in contact with people who are eager to learn about a topic that you're expert at. And an academic career would be great for you too. Or you have the same passion, you love talking to people about topics that you are also interested in. You could be an academic, you could be an inspirational speaker, you could have a YouTube channel, I don't know, have your own TV show. These people might have all same passions, but they could have different means to the same passion. So it doesn't mean that just because you study psychology or sociology or international relations, you have to become that. And an addition to all of this would be your passion doesn't have to be your job, but also if you want that as a job, maybe it doesn't exist yet, but it's going to exist 5 years later from now. And you could create your own, you could create your own company. Sometimes our dreams or our aspirations don't make sense for other people, and that's also fine. It doesn't have to. They only need to make sense for you. Even that, maybe they don't make sense to you right now, but it's going to make sense to you 10 years down the road. I did a double major in international relations and business administration. I found myself going back and forth. Do I want to go into business? Do I want to go for nonprofit, NGOs? Which one is me? Both of them are me. And then I think a few years later, I watched a TED video about people who have multiple passions in life, people who have multiple careers. And that's for people who want more than like one thing in life, who have multiple callings in life. And I wish I saw this 5 years ago when I was trying to find myself, because we attribute so much of ourselves to our jobs, to our careers, that it turns into something like, what if I don't ever find my dream job? What if I'm never happy? What if I end up in a job that I hate? And what if I'm just making money in this job and nothing else? Am I disappointing myself? What am I doing in life? And let me tell you something. I thought about these questions when I was 18, and I'm still thinking about them today. My job does not reflect my all traits. My job reflects the ambitious side, my social good side, my business mind side, my talkative side, my extroverted side. That's what people see. But I have so much more in me. I'm actually more introverted than I'm extroverted. The best time that I would consider it would be my home time. So these things are ever-changing. We always think about them. There's no right time or wrong time. If you're watching this video and you're thinking about your university degree, or maybe you just graduated and you're looking for your first job, know that those questions will remain in your head. But they don't mean that what you are right now sucks. It only means that things could get better. I always remind myself this saying. It goes like, your mind needs to arrive at a place before your body can. Looking for your first job, looking for a university degree, looking for a career switch. Your mind is there, and it's going to be there for a while. But then your body is going to arrive there. You just need to believe in it. Have the patience. Get to know yourself better in the process. And then manifest as much as you can. And I 100% believe that we will, all people, find their dreams after a lot of trial and error, a lot of manifesting, a lot of failures. And then we arrive at a place where we can finally say, okay, this life that I'm living is the one that I manifested. How do I make this better? So it's always the journey. Your dream job may not actually be your dream job. Your dream job can change because you do change. You prioritize different things at different times of your life. So it's only natural that it's going to evolve with you. So don't push yourself so hard into thinking, how do I find what my dream job? What is a dream job? How do I find it? Like soulmates. Your dream job is there. You're going to find it. Just don't push yourself right now. so much that it gives you anxiety, gives you negative feelings. Focus on what you could do, which is try, fail, learn from that, ask, observe, get to know yourself, travel. That's the best way to learn things about yourself. Travel if you can. And then that's all you can hope for, actually. You have all of these things in your life, and then you put them into a pot, stir, and then look what comes out. And that's great, you know. I rambled a lot in this video, and this is why I opened this channel. I truly loved talking about this topic, and I'm probably going to do a lot of videos like this, like the ones that I wish I watched when I was 18 or 20 or 22. Thank you so much for watching. Please do like, subscribe, share if you think this is going to be helpful for anyone who's going through the similar times of their lives. So thank you so much for watching, and I'm going to see you next week. Bye.